I just came back from a Deathclaw hunting trip, not a Khan's hunting trip. How the fuck did you get those mixed up? They don't sound anything alike. I'm starting to think you're just projecting your fantasies now. Anyway, the reason I'm calling is because I have an update for you.
Yes. Did you have an update on the Khans?
No, actually, I have an update on the Deathclaws. Of course it's about the Khans. Anyway, it turns out this alliance with the Legion is kind of shaky. And by shaky, I mean it's being propped up by a handful of fanatics and idiots. Most of them are not comfortable with that arrangement. Hell, one of them is even contemplating making an alliance with the NCR.
An alliance? That's an interesting proposition. Any plan where I can throw packs of raiders at the enemy instead of my own soldiers is a good one.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking of complaining about doing your dirty work for you, but thank fuck I'm the one doing the negotiating and not you. House will hand out free poker chips before the Khans ever fight for you. But that's not the point. Papa Khan, their leader, is pretty much the only one left who supports the Legion. If I could convince him to back out, then maybe we can think about further diplomacy. Now, I propose that
we don't have time for diplomacy. This battle is coming any time now. If the leader won't be budged, he'll have to be replaced. I want you to go back to Red Rock Canyon and assassinate this Papa Khan. You'll have to be stealthy. If they see you do it, they'll kill you.
Wow, I'm starting to see how you got to where you are now with attitudes like that. You seriously think you and I won't get implicated if Papa Khan mysteriously dies tonight? They're not that high. Send your own assassins if you want, but if I see a blatantly better option, then you fucking bet I'm gonna take it.
Then why are you wasting my time? Dismissed.
Wasting your time? You don't think this is something worth paying attention to? Hello? I have the weirdest impression that she just hung up on me. Yeah, I really need to work on my charisma, because that lady wanted nothing to do with me or this conversation, apparently. Normally this wouldn't be a problem, but right now she is basically sealing the fate of a lot of people with her attitude. It's almost like she's ordered a massacre before. Oh wait, she probably has.
Yeah. I guess that'd be the word.
You see, there's a reason I didn't ask you to meet us here earlier. These guys will probably open fire the moment they see the beret. Not that you need to worry. They're probably high as shit and can aim about as well, but still, it would be inconvenient. Well, I bet the Colonel would love for them to fire first to give us an excuse to kill everybody. That woman is one cold bitch. She gave me that order like she was ordering a fucking drink. You can tell she didn't have any regrets about bitter springs.
You don't come out of a tour of duty without regrets. It's best just not to think about it.
Oh, I don't think you can speak for her. Not sure a tour of duty means the same thing to people of different ranks. So come on then, now that we're on the subject, why don't you give us the NCR-approved version of what happened? I've been hearing the Khans complain about it from the moment I set foot here, so you might as well counterbalance their propaganda with some of your own.
There was a miscommunication.
That's your excuse?
Yeah, well, that's how they wrote it up in the report.
I understand arguments about the fog of war, but that can't be much consolation to the survivors.
Maybe looking back, you do things differently. But that's not how it works. In the field, you hesitate, you or someone you care about will die. They teach that from day one.
And on the same day, they teach you to turn off that part of your brain that says, hey, maybe we shouldn't shoot everything in sight just because some guy in a fancier uniform told us to?
Not much hope either way, is there?
Well, let's see about that. If you haven't figured it out already, I'm not exactly in favor of the Colonel's plans. So, should I assume you're going to switch to Sir Yes Sir mode and club me over the head so you can do it yourself?
With the Khans, the only difference between a soldier and a civilian is that the civilian is more likely to miss when he shoots at you.
Wow, this is going great. I'm not a psychiatrist by trade, can you tell? So what are you then, soldier or civilian?
Carl's been in a shitty mood since that big explosion at the fort.
Well then, it's a bad day to be Carl. In fact, if everything goes according to plan, his day is only gonna get worse from here. And yes, the guy in the beret is with me. So do yourselves a favor and think very carefully about what you're planning to do in the next few hours. As for you, Boone, could you please keep your burning desire to kill enemies of the NCR under control for the time being? What the hell?
You don't give up, do you?
Okay, before we start the murdering, can I just double check that you are not here as ambassadors to the cause? Cause that would kind of make us both look bad.
Away, Kaiser!
Well, happy birthday to you, Boone!
Another kill!
Well, this is the part where you can go hog wild, Boone! Just when I thought shit was getting too heavy, you guys came to cheer us up. Oh, for fuck's sake, Johnson Nash sold me a revolver with only 4 rounds. I paid for a fully loaded gun, goddammit. And the battle is over. Goddamn typical. Well, on the one hand, I am glad you guys didn't join in, because that means you didn't see this coming. Otherwise, I really would have shot you. But, on the other hand, why did you join in? A foreign gang just started a fight on your turf, and you're somehow cool with that? Aren't you supposed to be territorial and shit? I don't mind the brutal raider tribe with no morals, but can we at least have some consistency? Well, if that was the intention, and they just wanted to sit back and see what would happen, then I guess we showed them pretty clearly. Don't fuck with the Courier and his gang. The Legion never understood that, and look what happened to them. Can't wait to see how they're gonna try to explain this. No, please, those legionaries were just here for the drugs. A man has needs, right? While I have a need to remove sources of bullshit with my gun. It's a public service.
Those black armored devils might be new to the Mojave, but they're butchers like all the rest.
Yeah? Well, go outside and see what I did to your other visitors. Then you can tell me you know what butchers are really like. Hello, everybody.
You honor the great Khans with your presence. What can I do to help you?
Holy shit, you switched to dick-sucking mode quicker than a Vegas whore. I guess you must have heard all the shit that went down outside. Anyways, I brought the evidence you asked for. Thank God my doctor over there has a book fetish. He took this from Caesar's tent. Yeah, it turns out the Legion enslaves other tribes so often, they have to form a bureaucracy around it. It makes for some interesting reading, I can tell you that.
Let me see. My God, this is even worse than I thought. Okay, you have my support. I'll tell Papa the Alliance is a bad idea.
Oh, don't bother, because I'm taking this into my own hands. I want to see the look on his face when he realizes that he is literally on the verge of tying a noose around his own neck. I'll try not to look too smug, but no promises. Oh, and before I do that, I think I should have another word with your ambassador.
I would too, if I were you.
Oh shit, this guy knows. This guy knows what's about to go down. Keep it to yourself. I want it to be a surprise.
Nice robot.
Oh, he is. But may I direct your attention to this motherfucker right here?
If we weren't in Khan territory, I would kill you where you stand. Caesar will be avenged.
Well, what a gentleman you are for not insulting Papa Khan's authority. Of course, your friends outside didn't ask for permission before attacking me, so I had to do the right thing and kill them. If only they were as considerate as you are. Of course, you could get around this problem by joining the Great Khans. That way you won't be on foreign land anymore.
Join? Oh, no, I simply couldn't. That is, I'm not worthy of such an honor.
Whoa, hold on a minute. Are you saying a legionnaire under the standards of Caesar is somehow inferior to a great Khan? You guys heard that too, right? Well then, why should Papa Khan bother negotiating with you fools? There are no pacts between Deathclaws and Brahmin. Are you even worthy of sitting next to him right now?
Of course I am. That is to say, Caesar has many fine warriors, and I wouldn't wish to compare them to the great Khans.
Are you feeling insecure? I would if I were you. None of your assassins could kill me, but the Great Khans came pretty damn close. Oh, I just realized something. Why is it that you guys have to kidnap and enslave women when the Great Khans have plenty of them here by free will? It's so fucking obvious. It's because they would rather hang out with real men.
Enough! How dare you compare Caesar's finest to this tribe of savages? The mightiest Great Khan is scarcely a match for a legion recruit. The burned man would leave their mightiest shitting themselves in terror. I would. That is...
Go on. What, you're not gonna finish that train of thought? You were about to start comparing dick sizes, weren't you? Well, there's only one way to resolve a challenge like that. Men, take off your pants, and ladies, try not to get too excited.
You motherless bastard. You'll pay for this.
Well, you first.
Great Khans, drive Caesar's dog out of our camp.
Oh, shit! Wow.
Well, that's the
Your
end.
friend's
Robot
cute.
dog?
Is she
Never
single?
seen one of those before.
Yeah, alternatively, we could just shoot him. Just as well, I don't want to make any of you feel too inadequate. So here we are again. I strongly recommend all of you to take a moment and realize what just happened here. Why don't we start with you, Papa Khan?
All 4 of my most trusted advisors have told me we should break our alliance. Maybe I should hear you out after all.
Correct. And guess who did all the persuading in this case? Yeah, if you're gonna learn anything from all this, please learn this. I don't take no for an answer. If I can't convince you to do things my way, then you fucking bet I'm going to make every other option impossible. So, let's start from the top. Papa Khan, on behalf of Destiny, I would like to ask you to end your alliance with the Legion.
I've heard some things from my most trusted cons that makes me wonder whether this alliance is a good idea after all. But I want to leave a legacy of greatness when I die. My tribe deserves better than this, cowering in a canyon and living on scraps. Tell me then, if I don't join with Caesar's Legion, where will I find my tribe's lost glory?
Lost glory? What lost glory? Are you talking about your glorious history of creatively being a dick to your fellow man? Because that's how history will remember you, if they remember you at all. You want to know how to make a lasting legacy? How about pulling your head out of your anal cavity and trying to build a proper society? One that can keep going long after you're dead and buried. You can't reclaim your lost glory because no one else here will bend over to that anymore. But you can still make your own. Pack up your camp and find greener pastures. You speak of glory like it's your birthright. Well, go out there and earn it.
Well spoken, traveler. Well spoken indeed. Perhaps it's time to find our own destiny, unburdened by the past. We'll begin readying the camp to move. As soon as Caesar makes his move, we'll depart. We will make ourselves strong again, and we shall conquer.
Sure. Alternatively, you can always give the medical production business model a try. I'm sure the followers of the apocalypse will appreciate that. Or perhaps you could even try to reintegrate with the NCR. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
You've helped me see Caesar for what he is, and I thank you for that. But if you suggest that again, I will have your head.
Yeah, worth a shot.
I like how you handled that. Nicely done.
You're fucking kidding me, right? I just tried provoking the chieftain of a raider tribe, and you think that was a good idea? Aren't you supposed to be the sensible one in the group?
You have quite the menagerie at your disposal.
Yeah, apparently so. Would it bother you to know that I had no idea how well he would take it? Either reflection isn't the first thing that pops to mind when I think of the great cons.
He's just misguided. They're hanging by a thread.
Oh, best keep quiet about that the next time we see the Colonel. If she realizes how weak they are right now, she might just send some regular troops in there to finish the job. Well, Boo, do I need to ask you to keep your mouth shut when we get back to her?
Mm-hmm. Couldn't hurt.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I swear to God. I think you're just making me paranoid on purpose now. The rest of you can act as witnesses, alright? I honestly can't tell if this guy is sorry about what happened to the cons or not. And yeah, let's just get this out of the way. You were actually there, weren't you? I figured that out ages ago.
We did what we were there to do. A lot of people got killed. That's war.
God, you're not lying, are you? You really did kill them. Why did you do that? How could you?
With the cons, any of them can be dangerous. There's a lot you can't see through a scope. Still, I often wonder the same thing.
Well, in that case, congratulations. You managed to stick around those guys for a whole hour without twitching and going on a murder spree. So I guess it was the right decision to bring you along after all. Think of it as therapy. Your first step towards undoing all that military brainwashing.
True. It's a start.
Wow. I've got to admit, you have completely defied my first impression of you.
And what impression was that? You thought he was just a mindless killing machine? I mean, that's basically what I thought at first too, but that's not the point. The point, Boom, is that running away from your mistakes isn't going to erase them from history, and blindly defending your actions just make you sound like a dickhead. But it's okay. You have us now, and look at all the good things we've done together, like killing legionaries and killing more legionaries. That's gotta earn you some extra karma, right?
A murderer who does good deeds is still a murderer. And he'll still get his judgment. I left the NCR when my tour was up. Had enough of war. And decided I was gonna start over. None of it made a difference in the end.
Oh God, please don't tell me this is going where I think it's going. Is this about your wife? You think what happened to her was karmic retribution? Is that it? Look, I hate to be the one to point this out, because that way I'll be the one who gets shot in the face when you snap, but you realize that logic only works if it was the Great Khans who took your wife instead of the Legion, right? Those two events were completely unrelated. If Bitter Spring didn't happen, then it wouldn't have saved your wife or your unborn child. What karmic force would you have blamed instead?
Life has a way of punishing you for the mistakes you make. Big enough mistake, punishment can take a while. Mine's not over.
You know, if there is a god or some kind of cosmic force out there, then it would have been super fitting if we found your wife and your baby safe and sound when we attacked Caesar's fort. Maybe that way you can finally move on with your life. But of course, God is too busy slapping the rest of humanity around for his own amusement. You know, we could go back and double-check the slave pens, or even some of those Legion records. You never did tell me how you know she's dead, so there's always hope.
Fine. How do I know she's dead? Here it is.
And this is a part where I find out what it's like to get shot in the balls.
I tracked her down. Southeast, near the river. They were selling her. Saw it through my scope. Whole place swarming with legion, hundreds of them, bidding for things no man has a right to.
Oh god, I don't know if I can do this.
Think I'm gonna be sick.
I just had my rifle with me. Just me against all of them.
And?
So I took the shot.
Whoa, wait a minute here.
Be really careful what you say here.
What you did was inexcusable.
So, was that warning meant for me, Cass? Look, if we're going to start a fist fight, can we please not do it in front of these guys?
Wish I could have been there to see Caesar die. What an asshole.
Well, if there's any consolation, his asshole is in multiple pieces now. Feel free to use your imagination on what caused that. So, I'm guessing waiting for the night and then saving her was out of the question, Boo?
There was never any saving her. They'd have taken her where I couldn't follow. What I did, that was the only rescue.
I don't think so.
That was his decision to make, not yours.
There was no decision. I was meant to pull that trigger. It was a mistake to think I could escape it.
Look, I just want to clarify that it was not my intention to open the fucking Pandora's box. Let's just take a deep breath here and remember that beating Boom over the head for killing his own wife is not going to change what happened. Nor is it going to improve your life expectancy in the near future.
Forget I said anything then.
Besides, from what I could tell, his wife had a feisty attitude. I would hate to see what the Legion would do to break someone like her.
Yeah. What they do to women. That's worse than death. There was no choice in what I did. It was more like being forced to watch something you can't stop. All this was only ever gonna play out one way. It still is. I don't have any say. All I can do is wait for it to be done with me.
We interrupt this very deep and meaningful conversation with a bit of pest control. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm sorry for what happened to your wife, but I'm still not sorry for pointing out that your view on life is bullshit. You're talking like destiny is a loan shark or something. I'm struggling to apply your metaphor to explain bad luck, and that's what it ultimately boils down to. Bad luck.
That's what they tell you in the casinos, too. Because it's the only way to get you to buy back in. If people knew the truth, that something's watching you, waiting to take it all away from you, and it never loses. That's all it's doing now. Waiting for me to buy back in.
If that's true, then what the hell's happening to all the other soldiers who went to Bitterspring? Now's not a good time, guys. Yeah, I'm still not buying it. I'm more than happy to help you with this, but I need to know what has to happen before you're satisfied. How do you know this invisible loan shark is still after you?
Because I'm still alive.
Holy shit, man. No wonder you act the way you do. Do you think about this shit all the time or something?
Yeah. Always. Even when I sleep.
Well, I don't like this situation one bit. Whoever said time heals all wounds is a shyster. A wound like this without treatment is just gonna fester. And then you'll get maggots involved and it's just a bad day for everybody. I'm starting to think it might be a good idea to go to Bitter Springs and confront all of this.
I don't think so. It won't change anything. And that's a memory I don't want refreshed.
Well, unfortunately for you, you've piqued my interest, and it sounds like this place could use some courier magic regardless. Besides, you're not very good at geography, are you, Boo? Have you not noticed that Hoover Dam is not the way we're going?
God damn it.
Yeah, now you know what it's like to be steered around.